So we're going to do some cleanup. There's a couple of side quests that I missed. One of them is a cutscene one, which will be nice. And then the last bit of card game I need to do is also something I would like to accomplish. First I want to talk about how this quest sucks because I don't think it tells you anymore. Take the gems to the fairy who collects them. So the quest was to get the, it doesn't even tell me what gems they are anymore. But if you remember, the quest said to fight like Umbra spirits, and those were the ones that were in the Musa dungeon. Well, let's see. Monster Guide, I think they are just spirits. This one, Umbra Element. Fight those to get Uberon gems is what she wanted. 20 of them. That's a lot. Guess what has a low drop rate of those gems? Umbra Element. Pretty crazy. Terrible. Thankfully, I looked it up, and there is a much easier way to get them. If you fight the... what was it? The something Seth? I probably went past it. Actually, I think it's near the Picto. Linan Sith. She can also drop Auburn Gem, and it's basically a 100% drop rate, with the exception of if you get the rare roll of the main gotch, which then it'll replace. But it's a much better chance than fighting the Umbras. And if you remember, it's near the hill dungeon by Halcyonia where we fought the big frog, wherever that is shown here. Big frog. I don't remember exactly what the hill's name is, and I don't think it just tells us locations. So it's a lot easier to run into that and fight it a bunch of times to get those gems. Thanks for bringing me all these Auberon gems. My collection's looking pretty dang good. Maybe now that I'm ahead of the game, I can take a step back and start thinking about other things. You see, I might have let a few things slide while I was busy collecting. And Esmeralda might have told me that I needed to get a grip. Apparently, there's more to life than just accumulating stuff. It's totally true, I guess. Hey, is this just a fairy thing, or do humans get distracted by stupid, pointless obsessions too? Some kind of dig at me? Also, growth eggs aren't important anymore because I didn't max out levels, but I did max out all of my jobs. And I also went through and collected all of the rare items from the boss fights. So there's Vengeance, which is the knife with the Phantom passive. I kind of wish there was a just easier menu to look at this stuff. Red Moon, Red Mage, Executioner's Blade, which is Swordmaster, Dark Soul Sword. Maybe if I just look at it on the lore thing would be neater. I don't know. It's a little awkward. Oh, there's some knives I never collected. They're like really basic knives. So Vengeance looks good. There's like its stats, I guess. And having the Phantom passive is really good. We had Givampalu, which was pretty alright. That's nothing. Yeah, this is actually much better. Sword of Light gives the Brave Bearer stuff. It was pretty easy to grind these out, except for the fight with the Brave Bearer with Sloane and Lonsdale and Lady Emma. She was not a factor in that fight at all. It's just Lonsdale with Sloane is a difficult thing. So that one was still a bit tricky, but eventually I got the weapons. Dark Soul Sword for the Hellblade passive, Executioner's Blade for Swordmaster, Ruin Blade, Red Moon, excuse me, Bull Blade for Vanguard, Red Moon was Red Mage, Axe was the Shovel for Salvemaker, Portcullis Hammer, which is, that's actually an important thing. Some of these don't have all of the effects. It makes sense, like this is an axe, and if you had dual shield as an ability, the auto assign equipment probably would have wanted to equip 2 shields, so I get that. Hysteriax, which is a great name for an axe, doesn't have free for all, which I don't quite get why, but I think it's like a high attack in comparison. A lot of axes I'm missing too. Spear of Judgment's great because it's a spear that has Bastion passive abilities on, so we can use Spearhead still with Seth. Draconic for Dragoon passive, looks neat. I don't really care too much about the stats. They're all really good stats. It's just the whether or not you want the passive ability. Beastmaster passive. Ron Gamnet is a normal spear. That's nothing special. Farsight bow. That's not a great look at it. It's the Oracle bow. I would say this seems like the worst one because Oracle passive is only the Noble Sacrifice, which is a good passive, but everything else has like multiple. Wildwood for Ranger, and Long Shot Bow for Gambler. I didn't realize the max HP is 777. That's funny. Attrition's nothing either, and staffs we have Crescent Cane. We have Sunshine Staff, which was for Spirit Master. I mean, you can see the text. I don't have to remind you. Bloody Brush for... Am I missing another one? Wait a minute. Bloody Brush for Pictomancer. There's one missing here, but we still have Leviathan for Black Mage. This is the White Mage one. And Asclepius was nothing. I wonder what that is. I thought I collected everyone's things. I don't even know who would have a staff otherwise. Well, it's not a big deal. I'm pretty happy with what I have. Additionally, Dag and Lonsdale drop their shields as well, which have the effect of Enrage or Double Default. They're pretty good. And a little bonus that I kind of forgot about. I think this was in older Bravely Default games, but if you used a Bloody Shield long enough, it'll change to the Hero Shield, which has less defense, but has the All Elemental Resistance +1. So, you know, it's a decent trade-off. I don't think there was really anything else I got. Oh, because the monk doesn't technically have a weapon, we also got the... It was Genji gloves. There it is. Stats, we can't... Oh, I guess this kind of shows you a little bit of the stats. Whatever, it's just gloves. It's kind of a weird one because obviously if you are using a monk, you wouldn't want to have any equipment on because of its abilities, but also, like, obviously you wouldn't want the abilities from the monk if you have equipment. I don't know, it's a weird one. Anyways, all you really need to see then is the equipment that I have. I need to use the right buttons, that would help. Equipment, Spear of Judgment, like I said, we can use Spearhead and have the Bastion passives, which are all pretty good. And then I just have Hero Shield. I can equip any of them. The Shield of Clemency has the highest defense, it looks like. Yeah. I kind of like Bullhead Shield, though, because it gives you Enrage without having to actually have Vanguard on. And then he has this high defense stuff. Yeah, BP also up to 2. I have Maximilian for the... I think I needed that HP boost. Or is that just for the defense boost? I think it's just for the defense boost, because our HP is obviously very high. I mean, it might be more beneficial to have Brave Suit, but whatever, it's fine. We'll switch stuff out when we need to. We have the White Mage thing on Gloria, because that has decent passives and it still ups her restorative power, even if that doesn't really matter too much since we're using Spirit Master mostly. Same kind of stuff, have her MP as high as we can so we can use Devotion. I gave... Elvis changed the most, so let's skip him for a minute. Adelle, same kind of stuff, Gold Hairpin, so MP cost is a lot less, same with Fairy Glow. And put Vengeance on, and then, I don't know, whatever secondary dagger we need. The thing with Vengeance, if you look at abilities, I also still have Critical Amp. Turns out these stack, the things that, like, boost your skills like this. So with Critical Amp on Vengeance, and with it down here, I think we do get that 60% increase to crit damage. So all that's good. Brute Force does that 50% extra attack power. MP saver, so we don't have to use too much MP. With Elvis, we have Crescent Cane and Red Moon for the Arcanist passives, and for the Red Mage passives, the benefit, same kind of thing, is that the Magic Amp stacks. Obviously that's going to cost a lot, but whatever. And we can get revenge and magical critical without having to spend it. Downside being that we kind of force ourselves to have HP and MP converter. So MP regen's not going to be helpful. I wanted to keep MP saver on because I'm hoping that that still translates over to the HP MP converter. Like maybe this will save MP and then it'll convert HP afterwards. Critical amp because we can get crits. Dual wield for both weapons and another magical amp. Sub-job specialty is because divination has a higher magic attack if you use the right element against a foe. And it costs less to perform too, so it kind of evens out. Obviously, I changed him because the stat effects from Red Mage weren't really working out, were they? Chain spell's always nice, but yeah, the status effect thing's just terrible. I didn't really look at the abilities, but we have max HP still on Seth. No Guts, no Gloria, because hopefully your Brave Point should just be up all the time. Spearhead so we can go first and start defending. Thus and Parry for bonus defense, even if it's not much since we only have one weapon in our hand, and Noble Sacrifice because it comes in clutch sometimes. Same with Gloria, MP regen for her MP to always be up. Full Force so we can do a full cure and be good. MP Saver. Epic Group Cast because I'm not really sure how these interact with spells, but just in case. And Noble Sacrifice again for the bonus. But yeah, all that's fine. They are powerful. None of the boss fights gave me too much problems except for Sloan and Lonsdale can go to hell. The thing with that still is just that I always wanted to get rid of Sloan because if he's left to his own devices for too long, he causes a lot of problems. And in Lonsdale, Elvis was able to do decent damage to him, but still not anywhere near as well as Godspeed. I found a chest here as well. There was one like over here behind this. And I think before I stopped, after we beat the game, we found the one over here. If I can ever get past this tree branch thing. The one that was right behind this bush. I don't remember what was in them. But I had to look it up. Turns out the person with the last cards I need was just over here. Pretty crazy and a little upsetting because it, I figured it had to be in Magmel, but god dang it, was it difficult to do. Or, not difficult to do, but just, it was in just a weird spot to find. I mentioned I maxed out everyone's job points. This was pretty easy because when I was trying to grind out to get the, I think they are the ultimate weapons. I, kept getting gigantic job orbs, I think, whenever I, didn't get the weapons I wanted. And basically, if you have JP up with those, you will be able to, max out one job, so it wasn't too bad getting those up. And then I, got a lot of levels for doing that as well, because I didn't want to waste a slot on Mark of the Void, so I said, you know what, we'll just stick with it, whatever. Also, I mean, I looked it up, but this was the one that had the last cards that I need. There were a couple of other actual people that play cards that I missed, but we'll see them later when we go find the other side quests. Like I mentioned, only one had like voiced cutscenes that I found. I don't know if it was all of the side quests that I had found, but it was most of them, I think. Or it was at least like a really good chunk. So I'm kind of okay with saying like that was good enough and I'm done with that. But I do want to complete them because we're basically close to it. Let's do this. What are monster cards placed by opponents are weakened? Okay, whatever. That still upsets me, but whatever. Come on, Martha, do your thing. You're going in terrible spots right now. Stop it. Get some help. What should I do? Just take over this spot so that we have less chance of getting captured. Never mind. Hello. Opponents cannot see this card. Triggers when opponent flanks a square. Opponent must then play another card. Okay. I don't really mind that much. Who do I want to waste, though? What I want to do is just take what you have here. I mean, the Brave Bearer cards, I think, are the ones that I'm missing. Like this one, once placed, triggered when you have 2 cards left in your hand, allows you to place an extra card. Kind of just opposite effects. How rude. Cancels extended effects randomly. Did it really have to be that extended effect? Okay, if you place a card here, you'll get this one and that one. If you place a card here, kind of the same thing. So I'm just going to go with the one that gives me the most space, I think. I think we should be fine. Yeah, that's basically what I expected. You win! Also, I made sure I had enough points to buy the cards I needed. Just enough. We did it! Completed my deck. You've won all of your opponent's cards. You can now choose to apply additional effects. Get me out of here. Card binder complete. Congratulations, you completed the card binder. To commemorate your victory, you've been rewarded with the Card Sharps case. Check your accessories to see what it can do, and your journey doesn't end here. You can continue to enjoy all that B&D has to offer for as long as you like. I sure could, but I think I'm done. I do enjoy B&D. It's not bad. But, you know, once you get to 100%, it's like, I don't know if I like it enough to just go nuts. Maybe if they had, like, a multiplayer aspect to it, although I never did do multiplayer with this game. Alright, what does, Card Sharp case. Amount of JPPG earned is boosted by number of B&D games played. That would have been good for JP grinding, but it's fine, don't worry about it. I mean, that's actually seems neat. I feel like you don't really need to worry about that, because there's plenty of ways to JP up, as long as you get your freelancer up. Okay, so now it's going to be a matter of finding all these quests that I missed. Seems like there are 100 side quests total. I did do most of them, so I'm a little happy about that. A lot of them, I believe, are just like, oh, go fight a monster or 2. Musa had one, but we'll worry about that one later. I actually already forgot where some of these are. Wiswald had one. And Holograd had one, I know. I did, like, the only reason I know one of them is a cutscene one is because I checked them just to see what they wanted me to do and what the rewards were. Because I wanted to make sure they weren't, like, grind out these items like the Umbra Element one was. So at the very least, if that turned out to be what a quest was, I could just preemptively grind for that before we had to worry about it. I don't know to, like... Because I think a lot of these quests kind of trigger depending on what you do. This little girl wanted something. I hate orcs so much. Stupid orcs. We have to kill the king orc, which we've done before, but we get a blood blade, which I do not think we've had before. She hates it. I think that was all that was here. Pretty sure there wasn't anything in the, we can just do it right now, honestly. We fought the Orc King before, it's not really that crazy. There is... I do wish there was a, completion log of all of the side quests you've done or had. It would make things a lot more convenient. Because there is a good chance that I might actually just miss side quests. Like I said, I kind of just looked around and found where there were extra, you know, dialogue places and tried to make a note of it, but I'm already forgetting some of them. And like, I don't know, like I said, I think we did most of them. Let me at him. We'll just do this. I don't think it's too necessary. Or are these guys weak to wind? Yeah. It's not gonna matter that much though, because we're gonna mess you up. Actually, wait. You are humanoid, so I do want to get the most out of this attack. Not unequipped, change. I know this is gonna be like overkill, but we might as well have fun with it, right?
This will shut you up. Let's see how
I mean, it really wasn't too much overkill. He still has some health left. And they are weak to wind, so we can... Tornado only hits one target. Might just go arrow a bunch. Didn't really even go arrow that much. Big damage. The only thing that kind of sucks with Elvis, like I said, is that it will cost HP instead of MP. And I don't really have enough... Well, it doesn't even... What was that? 3 got used instead of the 4? I don't even actually chain spell took effect, so maybe only 2. It seems alright, I don't know. Obviously we would have Seth defending, so that should make it okay that his HP is low. It's good damage. Like, obviously it's not Godspeed, but I mean, come on, what is? Actually, that death door is pretty powerful. But you have to kind of set it up a little bit if you're gonna do the max HP thing. And for the most part, I don't know how worth it is. What I tried to use it on too was something that I think died to death door and didn't give me a chance to actually use the No, I think they died to the Phoenix one from Monk. That's what I was trying to do, the Phoenix to death door, but I think they died to Phoenix. Hee take that, stupid orcs. I'll bet they're all crying over their stupid dead king. Well, boo-hoo. Okay, calm down, girl. That's what you get for killing my da, so suck it up. Okay, well, I guess I understand now. Hang on a sec, though. What if some orc gets all upset and tries to come after me for revenge? I mean, my ma would avenge me for sure, but then they'd probably just come after her for revenge for that. Arc, where will it all end? Damn, this girl just went through a whole character arc. Revenge isn't worth it. I doubt that I care too much about Blood Moon or whatever. Probably has HP. Yeah, Steel Breath. Decent physical attack. Technically would be decent with the HP MP converter, but that's only if you do a physical attack with Steel Breath, so not overly necessary. Moving on to you. We will go to Halcyonia. This one I'm not really too surprised that I missed, and I don't even know if it's, it might have been something we could have done really early on. I'm not positive. Yeah, there wasn't anything else here. It's up in the castle itself. Actually, I don't even remember what this wanted me to do. So it's actually over to the left here, which early on we wouldn't have really known that there was a left path. And over here there are 2 card people that I never fought. You can see no one lost or drawn, but I did already get their cards, so there's really no reason for me to fight them. And they're like C rank, so I assume that you could have done that any time. So there's a small child. Wow, granddad, they got my granddad. The god of trees defeat the tree ant. Yeah, that's what it was. Fight the tree ant. Which again we fought before, but we can see also where the I keep forgetting its name. The little fairy fella that I got the gems from hangs out. And it's just much better to fight the fairy. Get out of my way. That child was blocking me. I couldn't leave. A lot of these side quests actually seem to just have me fight the rare monsters. And I would have considered doing that all on camera because it's like, oh, they're rare monsters, they're unique fights. But I think that for the most part, at our level and at our skill, they're pretty insignificant. I would honestly still just say the best thing you can do is run in with a thief and just try to steal their items and then bail if you're low level. Although you might end up dying while doing so. Like, all I would say is just... Because at the point you get thief, you'd already have spearheads, so you could just set that up. I would just say, Yeah, I kind of don't want to have to fight you again, but I guess we will. I'd say just brave a bunch, do a lot of steals on the boss, and then do a flea at the end of the brave rundown. Let me see how corporal punishment works on the babies, because I don't think there's really much reason for us to... I only have like 2, I think. Maybe 3. Not quite good. What are you weak to? Did we ever figure that out? Axe, lightning, and dark. Let's wait. We'll do the supplement.
I'm not just a
Prepare to meet your maker.
I doubt you guys are weak to light damage. We'll do like the Spirit Bringer. Just to try to keep us afloat.
Now you've made me mad.
I mean, we don't really need to be afloat, but to keep our magic going so we can do this a little quicker, I think. I think the biggest problem is just Tree has a lot of health, but we were able to do decent damage. Electricity, fire, I guess we will just try to blast some Triplagas. I don't know if he absorbs, hopefully not. He did a little bit. That's the problem with Triplagas, you don't have control, so you get kinda... You have to get lucky. And thankfully it worked out well enough. I'd say it worked out pretty well. I think we can just stab you a bunch. That should be fine. So, like, having Elvis be just a good magic attacker isn't too bad right now. And you saw that it kind of reached its maximum damage threshold. I would use surpassing power, but, like, there's not a lot of room on him. If I knew... I needed to look, actually. Let's fight something real quick. If MP Saver doesn't actually take effect, then I guess it would be good to replace that with the power thing. I think one of the bigger problems is that the spells cost a lot, and I also don't think that the You guys weak to anything fun? Yeah, well, I'm sure they don't resist. MP Saver was still in effect. I don't know if it actually works, but it does say it's in effect. My problem with the surpassing power is that I am not sure if he has enough attack that it will always reach max like that. So I would rather not waste a slot on that, although I guess we can look. Like, technically dual wield might not be great, but because I do want the 2 weapons, I don't know. I guess the thing too is one of the first things I would want to get rid of is probably his secondary job as Oracle, if anything that I fight turns out to not be weak to any of the main elementals that I have, because then I can replace it with Arcanist. Just for the meteor attack is really good, and for the dark, he has like dark Ga or whatever it's called. You did it! You did it! You beat that tree. It wasn't really the tree god, was it? No, it can't have been. My granddad loved trees. He took care of them and he planted lots and lots of seedlings. My granddad was a true friend to the forest, and the real tree god knows that. I'm sure of it. Alright, Chaos Blade. I think I got that from like a regular enemy at this point. I don't even think that's new. I think I saw it too. Oh, maybe I didn't, but oh, it has confusion. I guess that would be chaos, wouldn't it? I mean, the thing with any of these weapons is I think it would be silly to not have the weapons on that gives you specialties. Like, it's too good to be able to have so many extra things. Like, with Vengeance, I think I got that from like a regular enemy at this point. I mean, the thing with any of these weapons is I think it would be silly to not have the weapons on that gives you specialties. Like, it's too good to be able to have so many extra things. Like, with Vengeance, I think I got that from like a regular enemy at this point. I mean, the thing with any of these weapons is I think it would be silly to not have the weapons on that gives you specialties. Like, with Vengeance, Adelle can technically have that, what was it, turntable? Where if you evade, you get an extra turn. Let us go to Holograd. This is going to be maybe a bit more challenging. So, like, if I fight anything that has... Sadly, anything that had, like, a physical counter wasn't really in the, like, really tough fights. They did have counters, but, like, the biggest issue was Lonsdale's counter, and I don't think that really counted as a regular counter for Counter Savvy to help me. I think you were the only one here. Yeah. I remember nothing. My memory is lost. I remember a one-eyed creature of horrifying proportions, and then nothing. Its wicked visage is all that filled my mind. Og, defeat the Cyclops. This one was a pretty tough fight, so I wouldn't be surprised if this gives us some trouble. I don't know if, let me look at the lore. Let me set things up for the lore. Yeah, they count as humanoids, so that's going to be beneficial then. I wasn't sure if Ripper would be effective or not, so I was like, oh, maybe we should check. If it isn't, just put something else on that's more powerful. The thing is, too, like... I don't know. I kind of like how Elvis is right now. I do think the status effect thing would have been fun, but it's beneficial that he can do big attacks, heal people if he needs to, or he can set up the elemental weakness supplement so we can actually do damage to some enemies if Adelle can't. It's still just a shame the Spirit Master works the way it does, because well, not the way it does, but just because Spirit Master has that one Spirit Bringer that kind of screws everything up, because it would be nice to be able to set more stuff up on the party. Other than that, I'm really happy with what we have as a setup here. You are annoying. I mentioned a little bit about you before. He can just kind of yeet people out of the battle for a little bit. I didn't actually, like, fight him. I just wanted to get his item, which I don't even remember what it was. I think his drop is better, because it's a ribbon, so you could get that really early on. Harsh Reprisal, we'll do the bodyguard thing. Main goal is going to be to have Adelle kill the spirits immediately. They're all weak to light, but I think this will be our best option. Who has the least amount of health, so we'll only hit you once. I don't like Evil Eye. We missed? What's going on with Adelle? What's that status on her? Oh, she got excluded. She got yeeted out of the... Ooh. Seth also got excluded. Also, Doom. That's not fun. We will arise Elvis then. So I don't know if the yeet lasts. Not lasts, but I don't know if that did... It doesn't look like it did any damage. I'm gonna just go nuts with triple on you guys and hope that... I probably should have gone all Triplaga on the one that didn't take any damage, but it's fine, it worked out. Getting rid of the ads is probably the most important thing there. I need Gloria to use Asuna, I think. I don't know if you have a counter. Seth is still missing, but it's fine. What was that? He had counter thief?
Oh, thanks for bailing me out.
Now you've made me mad.
How did Adelle's HP get so high? Was that because of the, it might have been the White Mage stuff taking effect. I didn't think it would work like that, but I'm grateful. Okay, Adelle's gone. She disappeared. I think every time Gloria disappears, her breakpoint thing resets, which is annoying. Maybe this will protect us from... Never mind, goodbye. Seth is gone. He left this world. Maybe I should magnify lightning damage. I think Triplog is still our best option. I think it was weak to light as well. An axe. Alright, good. Let's get what is it? Asuna, I think. Get an Asuna off. Get devotion going. Seth's kind of not doing much here because he keeps getting needed, but it's fine. He'll figure it out. His HP got up real high. Oh, I didn't even realize how close you were to death. Alright. I think the biggest problem... I think it was the other eyeballs that were casting Doom. I think that probably was the biggest problem. And then obviously just getting excluded from the fight occasionally a bit nuts. I'm kind of surprised Knight's Nexus didn't have that kind of ability. It seems like it would have been appropriate to like remove a party member from the fight entirely for a bit, since that was like the whole gimmick from her like attacks was removing things. HP removal, MP removal, I think it was like Courage, Brave removal. Whatever. Easy Cyclops kill. I think that's probably the hardest main boss. Yes, now I remember. I was with my beloved and suddenly the Cyclops appeared. He told me to run, that he would keep it occupied so that I might escape. And then he was, no, why must I be cursed with such a memory as this? I wish it had never been restored to me. But no, without it, I would have nothing by which to remember him. He was a hero, my hero. Thank you. Though it pains me, it is a precious memory indeed. Aw. I don't need that giant JP orb anymore, but I appreciate it. Alright, let's go to Savalon. I might want to stop by other towns real quick just to make sure I didn't actually miss any more. These were just the ones that I remembered off the top of my head. I probably should have actually made a note of them. But what are you gonna do?